Hello YouTube, this is Justin Game 44 here, and we're here to talk about pretty much new fusions and everything. With the three new fusions we basically got. We got Rainbow Quartz 2.0, we also got Sunstone, and we also got Obsidian. I did want to kind of discuss them from the review, but I wanted to actually give them their own video. So let's really get started into this. So pretty much for Rainbow Quartz 2.0, the first one to come out, it's finally about time we finally get this, and the weapon we were guessing, the umbrella, was definitely right. I have to admit, I personally think the person who was voice acting him was definitely great, was funny, and honestly, I definitely love how they made this. This was honestly not what I was expecting. In all honesty, though, I was very impressed because really, I honestly thought this fusion would have looked hideous and ugly. I mean, granted, it's nowhere beautiful in Rose and Pearl fuse and everything, but still, this was honestly definitely great, and I think they were just absolutely hilarious together. So, besides all that, that's just my opinion about these two. And also, really, besides those two characters, let's get on to Sunstone. Sunstone was honestly an interesting type. Basically, she looked less human and everything than Gem. I mean, pretty much when Steven fused with both the other two, he basically became 75% Gem and 25% human. Because pretty much with Connie and Steven, they pretty much became 75% human and 25% Gem. But as for these two, since Steven technically fused with 2 gems, since Guardians of Fusion of 2, that might have to make it to 80 or 85 at this point. Yeah. So Sunstone was honestly an interesting type of character. Her whole entire face was just a big fireball sun thing. Her weapon were suction cups, but honestly, that was kind of surprising. I mean, we were expecting those suction cups to be on the opposite end. I mean, a type of gauntlet with shields on them to block the enemies or something. But I guess the way how they were making the character and everything, that wouldn't really work and everything. And it was very interesting how they were just breaking the fourth wall talking to us. I mean, it was definitely different the way how they did with Sardonic. I mean, Sardonic breaking the fourth wall, or pretty much all of that. It was definitely hilarious, and I will admit, I was kind of just surprised seeing something like this. And I really think it was just kind of, good? But I will admit, I was just like, wait, what? I was just literally confused by the look at first. But I have to admit, Sunstone? I was honestly surprised this fusion gem was actually Sunstone. Because, way back when Season 5 first began with the Circons, we honestly theorized that both Circons were Moonstone and Sunstone. We never thought Sunstone would actually be something like this, but it was honestly really great nonetheless. So let's get on to the last fusion of today, which is Obsidian. Obsidian was honestly a great type of fusion. Now, there were many ways we were expecting her to be since the beginning of the series. We were expecting, to be honest, we were all many of us were expecting her to be pink or purple, or a mix of the two, making very beautiful colors. And I honestly expect her to be more human or be more full of color. But really, Obsidian was really more of a, well, pretty much that. We honestly did not expect that at all. She was completely black, covered in lava, which honestly I love how they made her hair completely black at first, and then lava cracks were coming out, which were just very great. Her eyes were on fire with the mask. The sword had been the best part. It was honestly something theorized in the past that she would have been holding a sword, which in her statue, it looks like she did, but it broke apart during the ears. Because with all the evidence and everything that proves to it, I mean, it definitely looks like it was. I mean, we seen back from all the way Connie when she was with Steven for the very first time in Season 1. With the shores dry up, but when Lapis took the ocean, we saw something in the background where there was an arm and everything. So possibly the arm did fall off and they were holding a sword in it, since the statue's been there for thousands of years. I mean, they really did not keep that statue in place, keeping it look like it was brand new and everything. But nonetheless, that was just very interesting. I personally do love it, but really, if you do think about it, despite this not even talking being more monster-like, this thing was honestly more stable than Alessandrite if you think about it. Really, Alessandrite was really nothing more but a giant fusion that couldn't really keep herself together. I mean, if you think about when we first really saw her, she was struggling. I think that was basically because many people did theorize, even I did as well, thinking about Alessandra was just, with all these types of personalities, it was just very unstable. I mean, they were not really working together. I mean, when it came to Rose, they probably did work together and actually help. But when then it came down to when it came down just to those three, like when Rose was able to get everyone chill and calm down because they were all able to work together with her, well, when she's gone, Alessandra was their best shot. And when we saw her again with Mel Island and everything, that was just great. I mean, the most stable we ever seen her is when pretty much Aquamarine did. That was just a great, but really, she just quickly took care of her. So we basically got her. I mean, she barely moved and everything, so technically that's not really her fault, but she quickly spoke after Aquamarine let her go. Now, honestly, really, I have to admit, I honestly would love to see this fusion more, but really, I think if it only would call for it. Besides all that, the way how they actually introduce her as well with the whole entire big revealing transformation part with all of them combining was just perfect, I have to admit. Anyway, besides all that, I think Obsidian is definitely one of my best fusions. Definitely at Malachite as well. I would honestly love to see her go against Malachite. Maybe they could put Peridot in with that fusion. Okay, but nonetheless, that's pretty much it. I hope you did enjoy this. This is Justin Game 34, signing out. Until then, I'll see you all later. Bye!